like a panther in the dark, silent when I strike the paper like a dagger in your heart. When I write, I leave a mark. I seen enough before they even part.
What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at The Distance. Got a video for you guys. I'm up late tonight. I'm just watching some boxing on the DVR. I think this one is Hasim Rahman versus Michael Rush. I pretty much stay up and watch these fights just about every night. So anyway, the news just came out that Brandon Rios and Yuriorkis Gamboa are both going to be fighting on April the 14th on HBO. I think the original idea was for them to kind of have a joint card where Brandon Rios fought like John Molina and Yuriorkis Gamboa to kind of test the waters at 135. To be quite honest, I would like to have seen Gamboa continue fighting at 126 or even 130. Just because there's a lot of talent at 126 for him to face. You know, like there was a couple years ago, there was you could have made the super fight with him and Lopez, but they didn't make that fight happen. Of course, there's Chris John at that weight, and even a possible match with Orlando Salido, or a rematch with him, whatever. The list goes on at 126 of who he could have faced, but so I guess moving to 135, it's a division where there is some talent, and it's also close to the 140 division if he decides, hey, he wants to move up 14 pounds to go there. So pretty much Yuriorkis Gamboa is moving up to this weight, and I think there is a lot of money at this. There is a little bit of money at this weight class. You got your Juan Manuel Marquez, who's going to be facing. I don't know who he's facing. I'm thinking of the other dude that Morales just faced, because I just looked at boxing, not boxing, ESPN Boxing Day. I almost said something that wasn't even going to happen. I was about to say Juan Manuel Marquez was going to fight Pablo Cesar Cano, and no, he's not fighting him. But there's Juan Manuel Marquez. He could that at 135, and there's and I'm sure Robert Guerrero can still make 135, even though he's campaigning at 147-pound weight class. And also probably one of the most slept on champions is at 135 is Miguel Vasquez Jr. I think he's one of the slept on champions. But 135 is a pretty solid weight class. There's no other fighters there that I haven't named. And also 140 is, of course, is that money division in boxing at the moment. So pretty much, I guess he's just moving up because there's a lot of money in the bigger divisions. And Brandon Rios is now going to be moving down in weight again. Basically I have to say he's moving down in weight because he can't make his weight limit anymore. He lost his belt on the scales back in December for his fight against John Murray. He lost his belt on the scales, and not only did he lose the belt on the scales, but he does start slow while Gamboa does start fast. And me and Air Johnson, another channel here on YouTube, we were talking about that on Twitter. This is going to be a fight where he's going to be emphasizing on losing weight. Weight loss is going to be, more so than a strategy to defeat Gamboa. I think Rios is going to come in, and he's going to emphasize a lot on losing weight in this upcoming fight. So while you have one fighter, the attention is going to be on weight with this fight. You have a fighter moving up 9 pounds who's going to be Gamboa. And the question is he going to maintain the speed? Is he going to be more powerful at 135? And also he's going to have a new trainer who's going to be Emmanuel Stewart. And on the other side you have, and Robert Garcia, who's a good trainer as well. But also there's going to be a fight. People are going to be emphasizing on whether or not Brandon Rios is still going to be strong at 135. And Brandon Rios is a big 135-pound fighter. He probably walks at maybe 150, 155 pounds. And maybe even bigger than that, and he is struggling to lose that weight. I think his body has outgrown that frame. And a lot of the boxing fans are aware that at this point, he's too big for 135 pounds. And I think and the emphasis for this training camp is going to be weight, just like on the other side. But he's going to be losing weight, and he more than likely is going to be weak at this weight because he couldn't make it in the last fight. But overall, with the styles involved, you have a pressure fighter against a boxer. And with the boxer, of course, can the boxer use and create his angles? and get there first, and continue to make the pressure fighter turn to where he could work from his angles and make the pressure fighter miss. While the pressure fighter, who is Brandon Rios, the question is with him: can he cut Gamboa off? Can he negate the speed? Can he stand close to him? Can he hurt him? Those are the questions going into this fight. But just overall, on paper, it's a decent fight. But also, looking at the logistics of things, you have a fighter that could be stronger moving up in weight, while you have a fighter that's moving down in weight that could be weaker. So pretty much, that's just the medium involved of this fight. But overall, on paper, with both names, and you see Rios and you see Gamboa, you know that you have a very interesting fight in front of you. But also, the logistics of it, when you look deeply into it, Rios more than likely is gonna be weak. Being that he's a big lightweight and possibly cannot come down and wait for this fight. So we'll see what happens. So the date is April the 14th. But anyway, I'm out of here. That was Distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Let's go!